So when we're talking about the Negroni, Negroni ilikuwa origin ya reoriginate from Italy. So there's this lady who used to take the before we came up with Negroni, we had a cocktail by the name Americano.
Yes.
The Americano ilikuwa na Martini Rosso and bitters. Then ilikuwa inatopiwa up na soda water.
Sasa kuna mwenye pale ataambiwa yeye unaletea Americano
alete kahawa. But before we had the Americano is a cocktail, ilikuwa na hiyo bitters and the Martini Rosso.
Okay.
And then ilikuwa topped up na soda water.
Okay.
So this madam by the name Negroni somebody alikam akasema I need my drink a bit stronger than my usual drink of which alikuwa na kunywanga Americano. So the guy akaamua wacha nitoe the soda water nieke gin. That's where the Negroni originate from. The bartender hata namkumbuka alikuwa inaitwa Fosco.
Yeah, what is Negroni known of? What is Negroni known for? Kizungu.
It's okay. Ni kama umeoverdo kujintize. So when we're talking about the Negroni wase wengine who believe because of the maybe the herbs, the spices in it, the bitters, unaweza tumia kama an appetizer. But sherati kama nyinyi na watu wengine wanafikiria ukikunywa Negroni hapa ati uko sawa, of which kama uwezani usiekane Negroni. Usiende ukunye Negroni alafu kuje utuambie
Welcome back, guys, to the channel Bevanda Masuta. I go by the name The Great Shepherd, and I've got my colleague,
The Cocktail Sensei.
And today we are celebrating the gin. We are talking about gin. So, Sensei.
Yeah.
Yo. Unaweza mbimbogi unakumbusha kwanza what gin is?
So for me, I would say gin is a clear alcoholic beverage. Let's say it's a distillate of starch infused with juniper berries and other botanicals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I think we should literally dive direct into it. And I think we've got several types of gin.
Now, before we go to gin, I'd like you to tell us a little history behind the gin. Yeah.
So well, from the history of gin came from, it was originated from the Dutch. No?
The Dutch.
Yeah. And then later it went to London. That's when they came up with the London Dry. Then to Geneva. Is that right?
Okay. When you're talking about Dutch, there are people who don't know what Dutch is. Could you kindly
Dutch is a country.
It's a country.
So according to Wikipedia, tunataka tuwapatie facts here
about Dutch.
Dutch it can be classified in two ways: the country and the language. So about it in the Netherlands, which is in Europe, since it's a big continent. In the Netherlands, it's in the west part of the German part.
All right.
Right? And then so it is closely related to German and English. So zinakuwaga zimeshikana hivyo kidogo.
So Netherlands, Holland, Dutch.
Yes.
Just the same thing, right?
No, they're in the same continent, but sasa unapataga difference inakuwaga kidogo. Ni kama mkamba wa
It's
Ni kama mkamba.
Uzuri kwa hii podcast hakuna kase.
Hakuna kase. Na wewe ni nani?
Ulimuona wapi?
Ni kasa imechanuka wadau. Kasa wa town. So ni kama mkamba wa Kitui na mkamba wa Machakos. They're speaking Kamba but
different. Tuseme accent ndo tofauti.
Accent, yes. That's where these people hapo unapataga.
But I thought Holland na Netherlands it's just different name for the same country.
Acha tuangalie. Netherlands the same. So wanasema no, Holland and Netherlands are not the same things. Sawa sawa. The official name of the country is the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And then Holland. Holland became commonly used to refer the entire country because the area known as Holland was the most economically and politically important region.
Yes. Of the Netherlands, right?
No.
Of?
It is, yes, of the Netherlands. So it is a region within the Netherlands that consists the north and the south Holland. So they are not the same. Ni kama nini? Kama venye tulikuwa tunasema Central iko na Kiambu. Iko na Nyandarua, vitu kama hizo. So I think Netherlands is way much bigger. So Holland is part of Netherlands.
Sema tu vile wanasema Murima isiguzwe. Ni kama sasa Holland ni
sasa Holland ni Murima ya Netherlands.
Yes. Like a fence huko.
Big fence huko katikati. So then that's the origin of gin.
Yeah. So I've heard somewhere they are saying the Geneva was the original name for gin, right?
Yes.
So what was the meaning of the Geneva?
Geneva, I think is the origin.
The
origin, because I think Geneva is a region as well.
Geneva is a region?
Yes, if I am not wrong. Sindio? But let's confirm Geneva. But Geneva, I don't know whether it's supposed to be Geneva, also known as Holland's Geneva. Genevieve, or sometimes as Dutch gin. Yes, so it is a traditional liquor in the Netherlands or Belgium. So I think Geneva is the drink.
So when you're talking about the history about gin, this word Geneva was the original name for gin, right? Which the Geneva kind of meant the Dutch courage.
The Dutch courage.
Okay. They used it during the World Wars that time. Okay. So when they were fighting, they used to take gin. The Geneva, those times, that was the name. So they used to take the Geneva as their courage.
Okay.
It's like, what do we say? Sometimes when you take alcohol, it kind of boosts your confidence.
Yeah, it alters with your confidence and everything. It becomes better.
You become better in terms of confidence.
Okay.
So those times they used to take the gin to boost their confidence.
Okay.
That was where the Geneva, the Dutch courage, the name came from. But the what do we call people from UK and those people? What do we call them?
The Europeans.
The Europeans.
Because
they found it like it's kind of hard to pronounce the same. The name Geneva
so it became
to shorten it to gin. Yeah, that's where they started calling it gin.
Yeah, so I think that's the history of gin.
That's the brief history. Let's say this deeper history of which if you wanna tell us something about the deeper history of gin, you can just highlight something
on the
comment section. Tell us something you know that we don't know about gin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we know a short brief of the history about gin, maybe you could tell us on the types of gin that we have around.
I think we do have around 4 to 5 types of gin. We have the London Dry gin.
The London Dry.
We have the Plymouth. You have the Old Tom. And you do have the flavored one.
Yes.
Flavored gins.
It's the flavored gins like Akina Gordon's flavored, Gordon Pink.
Yeah. The likes of the Bombay Sapphire.
Okay.
So for the London Dry Gin, could you kindly give us some of the examples of the London Dry Gin products we do have in Kenyan market? Some other popular ones that we do have, even outside Kenya.
If they've watched the previous episode that we had hapo nyuma, leta hiyo mzinga kwanza tuonyeshe the London Dry Gin. This is the LDG. This is the Tanqueray.
Yeah.
Tanqueray London Dry. So you'll find that we have the Tanqueray London Dry.
Yeah.
It was established in 1830 and it is perfectly blended with 4 botanicals. And hapo tutawa highlight here some of the botanicals. Let's talk about some of the botanicals that we have, right?
Yeah.
Tuko na coriander. Tuko na juniper berries.
The juniper berries. We have something called licorice.
Licorice.
Yeah.
It's also a botanical.
It's also a botanical which is infused in the gin.
Okay.
So we'll learn more of the botanicals in the gin production process because we do have from the harvesting up to the bottling part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is a London Dry Gin. Is a Tanqueray London Dry Gin. Yeah. Okay. Sijui kama tutaonyesha kama ni stories za jaba. Salud kababa. So I don't know whether the zonakani story isi maji. Salud.
Angalia sura, si ndio?
But I didn't think they would expect us to kunja sura kwa sababu it is a premium gin.
It's a premium. Lakini sasa vile hatujazoea hizi vitu. Itabidi tu tuonyeshe
facial expressions.
Facial expressions do.
So that's just one of the example at Tanqueray number 10.
Yeah.
We have Gordon's.
Yeah.
Gordon's, you know?
Yeah.
Gordon's a London Dry Gin as well.
Dry Gin. We have the most popular of all gins. Na zenye watu wengi sana wanaikunywa. Let's say sio cheap. It's just
popular. Pocket friendly.
We don't say
it's cheap.
These things are cheap. Let's say they are pocket friendly.
Okay.
So the moment umeenda pale in your popular outlet yenye unanunuanga pombe yako, maybe the place yenye unapati nini asikianga tu msee amesema anataka Gilbis. Hiyo ndo one of the popular London dry gins tuko nazo in Kenya market.
Yeah.
Most of the people ndo wanaiconsume sana because it's a nice gin na pocket friendly. So it's one of the London dry gins we do have. Alafu tuko na zile locally made gins.
Yes.
The likes of
Caribbean.
Sitaki kusema ni favorite ya nani. Juu nikisema hivyo nitakuwa nimechoma. Sitaki kuchoma leo.
Yeah.
So we have the likes of kina Chrome Gin.
We
have the likes of
Caribbean
Gin. Kuna gin fulani tulipatiwa juzi. Inaitwa Kenyan?
Inaitwa Kenyan Gold.
Dhahabu ya Kenya.
Na 58 gin.
Na kina Kenya. Kio ni gin bado?
Kio? Sijui ni beer. I think it's a beer. Kio?
I think niliona kibotro kimeandikwa hivyo kia gin. Of which utatuambia tu
hapo kwa
kama
comments.
Kuna any other locally made gin. Tumeongea kuhusu London Dry, that is one type of the gin. We have talked about the flavored ones.
Yeah.
The likes of kina Bombay, the zenye zimeinfusiwa na sapphires.
Yes.
And we do have the Plymouth. Plymouth, nitatupatia examples za Plymouth gins we do have in Kenyan market, of which I'm not sure if it's popular in Kenyan market. Monkey 47 in London Dry.
Monkey 47?
It's a gin.
It's a gin?
Yeah.
I usually confuse between Monkey 47 and Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder is whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we do have the
Monkey 47
is a gin, of which I'm not sure whether it's a London Dry or it's a Plymouth gin.
Okay.
So you just have to tell us down there hapo kwa comments, utupatie example hata moja ama mbili ya Plymouth gins. Alafu unaweza tupatia an example of the Old Tom. Old Tom I don't think it's that popular in Kenyan market.
Yeah.
So the only popular gin we do have in Kenyan market are the London dry gins.
Yeah.
The likes of Kina Tanqueray, number 10, London dry gin, the flavored Tanquerays, the Kina Royal, Kina Sevilla, Kina Ragpool, Lime. And we do have the likes of Gordon's. Gordon's kuna the London dry, kuna the Gordon's pink, yenye flavored na strawberries, right?
Yeah.
And we also have the Gilbis bado iko na pink.
Iko na pink.
Iko strawberry flavored. Gin ni very wide because ukienda hata kuangalia nini? Gordon's. Utapata iko na the Mediterranean orange, iko na orange flavors. Ziko tu flavors tofauti. So it depends on your choice of the drink you'd like to take. And when it comes to taste, which taste do you want for your gin? Because every gin has the juniper berries and the botanicals, which makes gin
to be gin.
Because kama ina juniper berries and the botanicals, hiyo sio gin.
Tunasema ni kama pilau.
Tuseme tu ni
pilau ya pombe. Iko na spices. Okay. So
so we are done with the definition of gin. We are done with the types of gin. We are done with the examples of the types of the gin. We do have the popular ones and the ones we have asked you as our fellow hoteliers to pay comments hapo chini as we try to learn. This is a two-way thing. We are learning. You are helping us to learn something,
and then we are helping you to learn something else.
So now we should go to different types of serving gin, different ways of serving gin.
Before we serve this gin, at least maybe we could touch on the production process. We can just go through it briefly. But before we go about the production process, this to you, our listeners and mafans wetu, make sure that in case that you feel you need to ask a question and you feel like there's something that might be a burning issue about anything that you have missed or anything that we have missed, you can literally write it hapo chini kwa comment. And then the next time that we'll be having this podcast, it's either we answer it on the comments or either we answer it during the podcast. We will literally go through each and everything that you'd want to ask. So that's it about the comments. We'll definitely dive right into the production process. Sensei?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now we are talking about the production process of gin. The production process always begins with the harvesting of the type of the base product you want to use in producing your gin. Some will use the starch. Maybe they'll just decide to use the cereals or any other fermentable ingredients for the production of gin. So we start with the harvesting. We go to the fermentation process. Then after the fermentation process, we go to the filtration. And then after filtration, we go to the distillation process. And then after distillation, we go to maybe during the distillation process you can decide to add your botanicals, the juniper berries, and then you distill. Then maybe after the distillation, you can maybe infuse them directly. Then after the infusion of the botanicals and the other the spices you want to use in your gin, that's where you go to the bottling part. So that's the production process, the brief production process. Because when we start explaining about the harvesting, the procedure, it's kinda a long process. So we just want to talk about the steps from the harvesting to the bottling part. Those are the steps from harvesting to fermentation to filtration to distillation, and then
we're getting the bottling.
We're getting the bottling part, of which before the bottling part you do dilute, because maybe most of the times after the distillation process you get a stronger product, which is ethanol. So you have to dilute it to a level where it's kind of good for the consume, good for human consumption, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So in the previous videos also, tulisema if you smell that drink that you're smelling or that you're having, rather, kama haina the juniper smelling, like you cannot classify it as gin, no matter how clear it is. Unlike vodkas
and other beverages, the likes of Kinaram.
Yeah.
If you don't feel the juniper berries, the other botanicals, the citrus smell or the taste in it, that's not a gin.
It's not a gin.
Yeah.
So basically, that is the main way that you can differentiate between vodkas and gins. All right?
Yeah.
So let's get to the most interesting part of these people that they like doing a lot, and those are the cocktails.
Okay, when we're talking about the cocktails, before we dive into cocktails as a way of serving gin, can we talk about a few ways of serving gin, right?
Yes.
So we can serve gin as a
long drink.
As a long drink with
a long drink.
Hii tumecheza na nini by the way?
Tumecheza na Tankare.
Tankare tumecheza na nini?
Tumecheza with a lime, with a sweet and sour, which is a lime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lime-based drink.
Yeah.
Which is lemon and what? And sugar.
Lemon and sugar.
Let's
say it's kind of a lime cordial, right?
A lime cordial.
Yeah.
But sasa, the reason why it does not have the different color, it's like we can call it ni kama in the layman terms ni kama Sprite,
a lemonade.
It's like a lemonade, okay?
Yeah.
So that's what we are having. We are having it as a long drink, and we are having it in
a shooter glass.
So
this is a neat.
Yes.
So when we're talking about the different ways of serving gin, we can serve it neat. That is maybe as a shooter. Or just in an eyeball glass.
Yes.
Or any other glass of your choice. That's neat without anything.
Yes.
When you say we're serving gin on rocks, we just take the gin either a double or single, maybe
put it in a Collins.
Shot tatu, 5 with ice cubes, right?
With ice cubes, yes.
That's serving gin on rocks.
Yes.
And we do have another way of serving drink. As my friend Shepherd has said, we have a way of serving the gin as a long drink. With a chaser. So we are diving into a place where we do serve gin as a cocktail.
Yes.
And we have different gin-based cocktails. And my friend here will give you a few examples of the gin-based cocktails.
All right. So talking of gin-based cocktails, maybe mnaenda ngapo nje kwa restaurant or your main outlet where you can be served on the cocktails. Maybe it's a bar. And some of us don't know what kind of cocktails that we have. And I can give them an example and tell them what it is made of.
Yeah.
We talked of, in our previous video, we talked of vodka and we talked of a classic martini. And we said that a classic martini, it can either be served with vodka as a base spirit, or with gin. So today we are going to be talking about a classic martini, a gin.
Gin.
So the classic martini, that's where you get to grab your vermouth and your gin and the olives, and you can do it in 2 ways. You can either stir it, or shake it. So if you are service personnel going to take your order from the guest pale, unaweza get to ask the guest, do you want your gin shake? Do you want your classic martini
shaken or
stirred? Atakwambia. Most of them wenye wanajua Kenya wanakunywa.
So let's say for example you're talking of martinis and the guest would like the martini dry. Or let's say the dirty martini. You have the dirty martini.
Yes.
Just the normal martini.
Yes.
What do we mean by the normal martini? The dirty martini.
All right. So today, since we are talking about classic, I wanted to say classic margarita. Today we are talking about a classic martini, which includes the gin, right? That's what we are making it from. So when it is dirty, you take your gin and your vermouth, which can be a rasa or a martini.
Extra dry,
right? Yeah. So you take your gin, you put it in a shaker. Let's say amesema nataka ishekiwe, sindio? You can put you take your 1.5 ounces of gin. Then you take 1/2 ounces of the
Rosso, that is Martini Rosso.
Yes.
The Martini extra dry.
Yes. So we can classify them as a vermouth.
Vermouth, yeah.
So let's talk about vermouth, right? So you take your 1/2 ounce of the vermouth, uyeke ndani. So when you shake it and pour it in a martini glass, we showed you a martini glass. If you pour it in a martini glass, when it is a normal, haitakuwa na the olive brine. You'll just pick your toothpick or however you want to present your olives.
The seed. The seeds of the fruit.
I think it's a fruit. No,
it's a fruit.
Inakaga donut. Inakaga na shimo hapo katikati.
Okay.
So then you can just garnish it. That's it. That is a normal, right?
Yeah.
Akisema nataka a dirty martini, then that's when we'll infuse our martini with the what? With the brine. Tulisema inaitwa brine. Tunaendelea kusoma.
The juice.
Salud. Aya.
So we are done with the martini.
Yes.
So I'll be giving you the second cocktail, which is been gin based, as moisturize the insides.
The intestines.
So we are talking of the second gin based cocktail is the French kiss.
The French kiss. Tell us about the French kiss.
The French kiss is a gin based cocktail made with just gin and Grand Marnier. The Grand Marnier is an orange liqueur.
Ati Grand what?
Grand Marnier. Alafu kuna ule msemo mwenye amesoma sana, mwenye ameenda shule kidogo atasema Grand is a French orange liqueur.
Okay.
The Grand Marnier. So it's a French kiss with just gin
and the liqueur.
The orange liqueur. And it's a shaken cocktail served in a martini glass, garnished with orange peel or the orange slice and garnish of your choice.
Right?
Yeah. Can you give us the third gin-based cocktail?
Another gin-based cocktail, kama wewe umetoka kukunywa gin jana na leo uko na hangover. We can introduce you sister ya nani? Sister ya whiskey sour. Sindio?
Yeah.
Sister
the fizzy gin-based cocktail.
Exactly.
Right?
We call it the gin fizz.
Gin fizz.
So the gin fizz is literally made. It's where you get. It's a shaken cocktail. That's the method of making it. So unachukua your 2 ounces of gin. Unaziongeza lime. The lime juice. And then utaziongeza sugar syrup.
That's sweet and sour.
That's sweet and sour.
Just gin, sweet and sour.
And before we top it up,
you shake it.
We shake it with egg white. Now this is where the egg white comes from. And kwa wenye wanaweza fikiria ati egg white will bring about smell ya mayai.
The smell doesn't work. As long as umepatana na a bartender or a mixologist mwenye anajua kenye anafanya with the egg white, you'll make it something and it will be smooth.
Yes.
And you won't feel the smell.
Exactly.
You won't like uta sense hata imewekwa mayai. Unless because we do have to confirm, because there are people when you're allergic to the eggs, they don't take eggs, so it's
always confirm
for the service personnel to confirm the order. Would you like your gin fizz with egg white or not? Without?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tunakuaga na hiyo uhuru wa kuuliza mgeni kama anataka.
Let's say you just doing the confirmation because hatutaki tukupatie kitu then the next day or the next time unakuja hapo you are like manze mlinipatia kitu and ilini affect ama ilinifanyia hivi, nilikuwa na allergy, so it's good to confirm. That's why unapatanga most other times zingine wenye mnachukua order za food, you do know about your vegetarian guest, you do know about the other guest mwenye ako anaweza kutumia anything, right?
The things they take that might be allergic.
Wanakuwa na tumbo za leather kama huyu morio wangu, wanaweza tumia anything manze, hata ukimpikia matawi vizuri.
Me the only thing I'm allergic to is bad vibes.
Manze usilete hizo mambo karibu na sisi juu utabaki tu peke yako.
Exactly. We are allergic to bad vibes. and we are allergic to bad food. The ile chakula sikulagi ni chakula kidogo.
Chakula kidogo. Na unakula aje chakula kidogo? Aje sasa.
So
we've talked about the third cocktail, the third gin-based cocktail, of which the first one was the classic martini.
Yes.
The second one was the gin fizz, and we've talked about the French kiss.
Yes. So lakini kababa. Hii gin fizz tumemalizia. Mpe uhuru ni shine kidogo.
Shine baba. Show them what you got. Show them.
Anyways, you take your gin fizz, weka gin yako 2 ounces, weka sweet and sour, weka egg white, shake it properly. Ukienda kupoa in a whiskey glass.
Can I like ni interrupt kidogo? When you're shaking anything with egg white, first you do the thing we call it dry shaking.
Dry shaking.
The dry shaking is where you don't add the ice cubes.
Yes.
First you shake the ingredients without the ice cubes, then you add the ice cubes, shake it.
Yes.
Yeah, continue and
sour.
Shine.
You do a dry shaking. Ukishaka gin yako sweet and sour, egg white, ukisha shake. Once you are once before you
add the ice cubes.
Yes, before you add it's required ice cube before you strain it. See, it's a single strain, right?
Yeah,
before you strain it.
But after dry shaking, you add the ice cubes, then you shake it again, and then you do the double straining.
The double straining, yeah. And the reason tunafanyaga 2 types of shaking ni juu ukiweka ice cube mara ya kwanza, when ukiendelea kushake before ice cubes ita disintegrate sana, like itakuwa too watery, and utapelekea mgeni your drink and atakwambia I cannot feel the drink.
Na vile gin you shout because of the botanicals. Imagine msee anakuambia gin based cocktail haina pombe.
Imagine.
So if I feel the ethanol in the gin, at least I feel the botanicals, the juniper berries, and any other spice yenye imetumika kutengeneza the gin, right?
So that's the reason we dry shake it, and then we shake it with the ice cube, and then you double strain it. So you use a whiskey glass.
For the gin fizz. For the gin fizz, we do use the Collins, the highball.
The highball, Higher. So once you pour it,
you top it up, right?
Exactly, with soda water. Exactly.
Na kama we ni barman, alafu unakuja kuambia mtu sasa kutolea cocktail iko na top up ya soda water, na uko na sparkling water kwa hiyo bar yako.
Inaweza pia fanya. You can substitute soda water and sparkling water.
Yeah, you can substitute. Just carbonated water.
Just carbonated water.
Yeah. So we are talking now. We are going to the fourth cocktail, the fourth gin-based cocktail.
Before to moisturize.
Let's do this.
To moisturize kidogo.
Now the neat one, right?
The neat one. Now what we're going to do, we are going to be taking our gin neat. Okay.
Neat as a shooter. Serving it in a shooter glass.
Yes. All right.
Malize jimode.
So literally. Now this is what we are talking about, the way that you can serve it. Now in this way you're serving it in now this is neat. It's just 30 ml of the gin. Na nikushukisha tu choma maini. Salud.
Bottoms up.
Let's jump to the next cocktail.
So we are jumping to the fourth gin-based cocktail, which will be talking about the Negroni. Negroni is a gin-based cocktail with equal parts of gin, bitters, and vermouth.
Tell us, what does it mean by equal parts?
Equal parts, it means if you're doing a double, you're doing double of a gin, a double of the vermouth, and the double of the bitters. Here, the gin we're using is just gin of your choice. The vermouths are either Martini Rossos and other vermouth we do have, or you can use, what other Martinis do we have?
We have the extra dry.
We
have the dry. And we have the what? Ingine ni tatu ni gani? Hizi kwa sweet.
Bianco.
The Bianco.
So for the Martinis, we do use the Rosso, the sweeter vermouth. That's the sweetest vermouth in all the vermouths we do have.
Yeah.
So you do, maybe if you're doing a single, you do a single of gin, a single of vermouth, that is Martini Rosso, and a single of bitters, that is Campari.
Okay.
Yeah.
Campari is also a vermouth.
It's a bitter.
That's a bitter.
Yeah, it's a bitter.
Na hii ingine tunaikanga dash. Tunaumwa na tumbo.
Hiyo ni Angostura bitter.
So we are not using Angostura bitters.
No, we're using the Campari as a bitter.
Kuna mtu pale anajua the only bitters anajua probably it could be the Angostura. Sasa atashindwa unekaje double ya Angostura bitters kwa hii.
Angostura itakuwa noma. So when we're talking about the Negroni, Negroni ilikuwa reoriginate from Italy. So there's this lady who used to take the before we came up with Negroni, we had a cocktail by the name Americano.
Yes.
The Americano ilikuwa na Martini Rosso and bitters. Then ilikuwa inatopiwa up na soda water.
Sasa kuna mwenye pale ataambiwa yeye uniletee Americano,
alete kahawa. But before we had the Americano as a cocktail, ilikuwa na hiyo bitters and the Martini Rosso.
Okay.
And then ilikuwa topped up na soda water.
Okay.
So this madam by the name Negroni somebody alikam akasema, I need my drink a bit stronger than my usual drink, of which alikuwa na kunywanga Americano.
Yeah.
So the guy akaamua wacha nitoe the soda water nieke gin. That's where the Negroni originate from. The bartender hata namkumbuka alikuwa into Fosco. Yeah.
What is Negroni known of? What is Negroni known for? Kizungu.
It's okay. Ni kama umeoverdo kujintize. So when we're talking about the Negroni wase wengine who believe because of the maybe the herbs, the spices in it, the bitters, unaweza tumia kama an appetizer. But masherati kama nyinyi na watu wengine wanafikiria ukikunywa Negroni hapa ati uko sawa. Kama uwezani usiekane Negroni. Usini ukunye Negroni alafu kuje utuambie
alimanage. So that's all about Negroni, and I think we can literally wash it down.
Yep.
For all those people that thinks about this to Negroni. Okay. Hey.
So
that's about Negroni.
So we were talking about the evolution of the Negroni. Negroni tukasema ili evolve from Americano to Negroni. And then from Negroni tunakuja tunapata another drink inaitwa Negroni Bancliato.
Ati nini?
Negroni Bancliato.
Bas.
So walikuja wakatoa the gin wakaeka Prosecco.
So that's another
like
based cocktail.
It's not a gin based because it's like just an evolution of Negroni.
Negroni.
The Negroni
ni
the popular gin based cocktail, right?
Okay, yeah.
Tukasema the bartender alikuwa anaitwa Fosco, right?
Fosco, yeah.
Alikuja akatengenezea the madam Negroni. The Negroni akatoa soda water kwa Americano, akaongeza gin, ikakuwa stronger for the madam kukunywa, right?
Ilikuwa gatuni hapa tu.
Sisi pia sisi kama bartenders tukiona watu tunachanganyikiwa.
Unamwambia I'll make you pay.
It's okay.
Wasikaifanya makosa ya kuambia barman ati cocktail yako haina pombe. Utatembea na mangoti.
Kwa sababu mimi nitaamua ili sasa nikuje ni explainia mtu wa stock asubuhi, nimwambie makosa ilifanyika ama hizi ni spillages. Lakini
barman lazima atengeneze jina.
Lazima nikujengee jina. Next time utakuja wasema nipe kama hiyo.
Nipatie
kama hiyo. Fanya kama last time. So, we are done with the Negroni. So you're giving us the 5th gin-based cocktail.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 5th gin-based cocktail, it is a Singapore sling. Ndio. Unaweza kumbuka about Singapore sling?
No, you tell me. You're the one who should remember.
So, Singapore sling.
Yeah.
it's I don't know much about its origin.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea about origin?
The origin, no idea, but
Most probably
where is
Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore iko if it's not the European iko Russia, lakini hizi kwa Russia kweli hatuna msema kweli hapa. Acha tuangalie nini
Mkamba anasemanga ana nini? Anainda? Ana internet.
Mimi niko na internet
Ya kufanya nini? Ya kungungu.
ya kubrowse.
That's what's up.
So according to
Google.
To Google,
Yeah.
Singapore is a country in Asia.
In Asia.
Yeah, the Republic of Singapore is an island country in the city state of the Maritime in the Southeast Asia.
Can you give us a brief history of the Singapore sling? The cocktail. The origin. Yeah.
So the origin of the Singapore sling, inasemekana that it is a gin-based sling cocktail from Singapore. It is a long drink.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be served in a Collins glass.
The highball. Yeah.
And was reputed to have developed in 1915 by Jian Tong Boon, a bartender. Acha nirudia jina. Jian Tong Boon. Anyways, so Jian
Tong ama tong?
Tong ile ya kuokota ile kuokota si thong.
Si ile
Ile kuokota ice cubes. Jian Tong Boom, and it is a gin-based cocktail. And
the ingredients.
Yes, so it wanasema that it is okay, I think in a vary because this is what I know and this is what is in the net.
So tell us what you know and what they know.
Yeah. So ikona gin and grenadine syrup.
Yeah.
And it is topped up with soda water.
So it's just gin grenadine. That's all.
Yeah, na wanasema yes.
So ni gin and grenadine.
It's a gin and grenadine, of which if we have to get through to the other into the other recipe, wanasema ni gin, cherry brandy, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and it is topped up with soda water. So kuna variants kidogo.
So let's say moja ni classic, nyingine ni contemporary. Like, wamejaribu kuitwist kidogo, si ndio?
Yes, because the most contemporary yenye mimi ninajua iko na cherry brandy. Cherry brandy, it is a liqueur.
Yes, a liqueur. Yeah.
So it is your gin, a cherry brandy, do your sweet and sour, and then you top it up with some soda water. So cherry brandy, it is a liqueur.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
It is a liqueur.
So
and
the cherry brandy is the modifier, right?
Yes, it is the modifier. And the mixers here are sweet and sour. That is sugar syrup na lime juice. So you find that kuna hiyo contradiction kidogo, but the most classic way of making it, have your gin, have your cherry brandy as a modifier. It's like the Cosmopolitan, sindio? Modifier kini the triple sec, So our modifier in this gin-based cocktail, it is the cherry brandy, and then you do your sweet and sour, and then unaitop up na soda water. Tulisema ukikosa soda water unatumia nini?
Sparkling water. It's just carbonated water.
Yes, right? They'll just do the same job, sindio? So the reason why we are doing this podcast is that we want you guys to know that no matter the place yenye unaenda kusavio gin wako na menu. There's what they're offering and there's what's supposed to be offered, and it's best that you know the classic cocktails, because most of them they do contemporaries. They twist them. They just
try to come up with the recipes without knowing, because if I know a certain classic cocktail and I want to drink it, I won't care if you have it in your menu or not. I just come and say, give me a Singapore sling.
Yes.
Because you're serving cocktails, so you're supposed to know how to serve this things.
Yes.
Yeah, so as much as the bar or the place you're serving this drink, they are doing their signature drinks, you just have to know the few and the popular
classic
ones.
cocktails.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So are we done with the Singapore sling?
Yeah, we're done.
All right. You want to give us the next one?
We are moving on to the next gin-based cocktail, which is Bronx.
Bronx. Tell us about Bronx.
BRONX.
Yeah.
The Bronx is a city, is a county in New York.
Right? Wakina Ghost.
So huko ndio miadarati
zilianza.
So the Bronx, I think it's just a classic martini, but imeongezwa orange juice.
Okay.
So the recipe for the Bronx, you do gin, vermouth, that's the rosso, and the extra dry, that is martini rosso, martini extra dry, and you add some orange juice.
Okay.
Then you shake it, and you strain it into a martini glass, and just garnish it with the garnish of your choice. That is the orange peel slice, the orange maybe spiral, just the garnish of your choice. So we've said that the Bronx is a kinda contemporary of classic martini, because just a martini imeongezwa orange juice peke yake. That's the Bronx. Tukasema is a city in New York. Is a county in New York. So inamaanisha tu waliona hii martini tukiongeza orange juice inaweza onja aje.
So they came up with the Bronx.
The Bronx, of which waka name after a county in the New York.
Nakuuliza kababa, kiangalia material yangu. Kwa sawa?
Iko fiti.
Inasikia kama hii kitu imepotea.
Haina shida juu sasa imepotea. Achana tu na imepotea. Ama ni ilikuwa inaitwa magnetism zina attract each other. So we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's about
Bronx.
The Bronx, yeah?
Yeah, the Bronx, the county in New York. We've given you the recipe for the cocktail. So ukienda huko, kama unafika New York, waambie wakupatie jina hiyo cocktail inaitwa hivyo. Na watakupanga vizuri, watakupatia a contemporary of the classic martini, yenye itakuwa na orange, yenye itakuwa na martini rosso, and the martini extra dry with a gin.
So utaambiwa
martini glass.
Utaambiwa salimia Ghost.
Na Tommy. Ule kijana wao ule Tariq. Yeah. So
ndio makali kwanza. Before we get to talk about the Bramble.
The next gin-based cocktails we have in the classic cocktails which are gin-based, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're still having a Tanqueray London Dry Gin. It happens to be a favorite. Na kama unaweza taka kukua in the best place to have your cocktails, currently we are at Hops and Fizz Bar and Restaurant.
Yeah.
Tuliwapatia location kwa description in our previous videos.
The previous episode, right?
The previous episodes, yeah. So you guys, you make sure that you come here. We've got the best foods, we've got the best cocktails, and literally it's the best place that you can get to hang out.
They have a few games. We have the pool table.
Yes. Tuko na chess, tuko na kadi.
Hey, we have everything.
Tuko na blocks. Tuko na
the dart.
The dart.
Yeah.
Haijawekwa leo.
Tutaambia
waeke.
Itawekwa.
Exactly. Ile mna inaitangwa crumble. No, it can't be crumble. Inaitangwa aje? Hii ingine fulani ni sawa ndaonyesha.
Kasema na software.
Ndaonyesha.
Hapo una read.
Chakwaza tu Mr. Rice salud. Okay,
so we are moving to
Bramble,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bramble is a gin-based cocktail. It is a classic cocktail as well. Na inatengenezwa na gin.
Okay.
Iko na gin, iko na sweet and sour, si ndio? And then it's got this it's a modifier and it is a liqueur. We call it the creme de cassis.
Creme de cassis.
Creme de cassis.
Kinda inaka Ni purple ama ni color gani?
Yeah, ni purple. Yeah, it is a liqueur.
Creme de cassis, right?
Okay. Yes. So kichukua your 1.5 ounces of gin, and then you do the lime juice and the half ounces of the creme de cassis, because liqueurs, most of the liqueurs zinakuwaga sweet. Kweli uongo?
Kweli.
So
sweetened.
Yes, inakuwaga sweetened. So you always need to make sure that you do not exceed
on the syrups.
On the syrup.
On the sweet, let's say the sweetness.
The sweetness
of your cocktail.
Yes, because not most people who like their cocktail sweet. All right. So the method of making this cocktail is by shaking.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So shaking.
Yes.
Cocktail.
So you take your 1.5 ounces of the gin, you mix it in a cocktail shaker, then we do the lime juice, and then we do a half an ounce of the creme de cassis, and then we don't have to dry shake this one, we can literally shake it with some ice cube, and then which glass do we serve it in?
The bramble.
Can
you pardon the recipes?
All right, so
the gin,
creme
de cassis,
yeah, and then we have the sweet and sour. Higher.
Does it have a top up?
It has a top up
of
the bramble has a top. Aina top up. So we can do it in a whiskey glass. That's the glass that's supposed to be, because it's short.
It's short, yeah, because it doesn't. The fact that it doesn't have
a top up.
Haitaji a longer
glass.
Yeah, okay.
A glass.
Grass. It's okay. It's okay.
So you can strain it, and then tunaweza garnish na a lemon zest.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right.
To garnish with a lemon, either zest, a slice, a peel.
Yeah, right.
It's okay. Yeah,
it's all for the barman to choose, because
the garnish of your choice.
Yes, it's all about art.
It's all about your heart and decision when it comes to garnishing these things.
Okay.
Because the more presentable the drink looks, then it attracts mgeni, atataka apige picha na atake ingine kama hiyo.
Okay.
So we're moving to the next gin based cocktail, of which itakuwa the White Lady.
White Lady.
White Lady, I think, is the gin version of margarita. Because just iko na gin, lemon juice, control, of which the control is a orange liqueur.
Inaweza replace on a triple sec bado.
So as a barman, utakuja useme just because mse ameorder the White Lady na sina control, siwezi toa. Uko na triple sec hapo,
unaweza itoa nayo bado.
Hata kama uko na blue curacao,
inaweza ingia
orange liqueur yenye coca.
Yes.
So mwambie me, I just give you a White Lady yenye coca color blue.
And then unaweza pia umrushe box umwambie, today it's all about playing with
creativity. You just be yourself.
It's
like
art.
Improvisation. Manze, like usikose kuuza just because
kuna kitu
a certain thing. Because the moment umeanza kuambia mgeni kitu fulani itapatikana, then ataanza ku lose the confidence in you, or she has
the professionalism as well.
Because you as a professional bartender unafaa kuwa na ideas. If sina hii, what am I supposed to use to substitute a certain ingredient, right?
Yeah.
So for the White Lady, we do use the gin. We do use the control, which is an orange liqueur, and the lemon juice.
Okay.
So it's just like a margarita, but
it is a gin based.
Like a gin, and we serve it in a martini glass, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The next time that we'll be talking about tequila, tunawakumbusha about White Lady.
Yeah.
So we have White Lady and we have Pink Lady. Right?
Give us the recipe for the Pink Lady.
Yeah. Higher. So Pink Lady, you get the gin.
Yeah.
And your sweet and sour.
Yeah.
And then you have grenadine.
So when it comes to sweetening the Pink Lady,
yes,
we do use the grenadine instead of the sugar syrup.
Yes.
So your sweetener in the Pink Lady
is the
grenadine.
And you have to be easy on the grenadine.
It gives you the color.
Yes.
The grenadine. That's what makes it the pink.
Yes.
The pink. That's what gives you the pinkish color, right?
Yes. So that's all about our gin-based cocktails.
We have a few more, but we'll just share you the names of the cocktail, the likes of the Kina Honolulu Punch. Honolulu is a city in Hawaii.
Yes.
Where is Hawaii?
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Asia.
So we have the Honolulu Punch. We do have the Kina Pims Cup 001.
Yes.
Which is the Pims. The Pims liqueur is a gin-based liqueur. Yenye inatoa the Pims Cup 001. Yenye iko na the Pims, the gin. Alafu unaweka slices of maybe banana, the slices of the strawberry. Iko na vitu mob. So the Pims and the Honolulu Punch mtatupatia recipe hapo kwa comments. And tell us about any other gin-based cocktails you know. The likes of Kina Maiden's Prayer. Kuna ziko mob, so tupatie tu recipes. This is a channel where we are trying to help each other.
Yes.
We're not saying that we are what?
We are the best.
We're the best. We're just trying to learn. We are the best. Of course, we are the best. But even the best do make mistakes.
Yes.
So if we make a mistakes on the recipes, you be there, try to correct us, and tutasaidiana. At the end of the day, it's all about learning. Because if you're learning something in a day, in a year, niambia utakuwa umelani vitu ngapi mpya.
It's called the 1% strategy. If you make sure that you learn something, if you can be it's like when you're like fiti kwa maths. When can I remember the name of this I can't remember the name of that strategy, but it's like it's if you become 1% better at the end of the day, at the end of the 365 years, you'll have become in 365 days. Sio? Aya. Tulikuwa tunahitaji hiyo kitu, by the way, Stephanie, kama unaweza kumbuka. Can you remember the name of that
the 1%,
the 1%
get better, like just making a progress, but we do call them, kama msee wanasomanga vitabu inaitangwa kuna kitabu fulani to the atomic habits.
Yes.
Like getting better. Pole we expect the changes zikuwe massive, like
exactly.
Utakuwa unafanya changes ati haraka
Hapana.
Hautaziona. So you just be patient with yourself.
Yes.
With yourself.
Yes.
As you learn. Pole.
Exactly. Yeah. So nimeipata hapa wanasema that of all right. So Nick alikuwa anasema, what would life look like if you measured your success by improvements instead of victories? All right. Yeah. So Nick shares the incredible story of his son Chris. So tutaonyesha the description of the book right there kwa nini. So they say that the moment that you become 1% better every day, you get to harness the small mistakes every day. Yeah. So ukiweza kupata the mistake while you're doing it, you'll be able to correct it immediately. And as per the rule, the moment you become 1% better, let me give them the math. All right. If you literally increase something by 1%, it is the same as multiplying it by 1.01. And in the Reddit wanasemanga, if you become 1% better each and every day, you'll become 37 times better at the end of 365 days. Yeah. So it is a metaphoric maths. It's called the daily improvement by 1%.
So let's say it's just atomic, something little. Improvements kidogo.
Yeah.
Will get you up there, right?
Yeah.
So we are done with the gin, the definition of gin, the production process, the types of gin,
yes,
and everything to do with gin and different ways of serving gin, right?
Yeah.
So where can they find you, the Great Shepherd?
They can find me on all social media platforms, and I go by the name The Great Shepherd on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on the YouTube as well. We've still got a channel, and if you are there and you really feel that you would like to have a session out there, maybe a graduation,
Right?
a baby shower, a birthday party, unataka mixologist, we are here, the Bevanda Masuta. We've got you covered. Namba unaiona hapo chini.
And maybe you're trying to start a new restaurant, you're trying to work on a menu for your restaurant and everything. You want your staff to be trained on different ways of serving the drinks, food and everything. We got you.
The Bevanda Masuta.
Yeah.
So until we see you into the next episode, where we'll be talking about what?
Tequila.
One
of Mexico's
favorite
best spirit.
Yeah. We'll see you until the next episode. Salud.
Cheers.